We are proud and honored to welcome to the studio this morning, Hailey Dolcini. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Good. How are you?
Wonderful. It's awesome that we get a chance to have you here in the studio and share a little bit of with us and the audience, the experience that you just went through. And I know when we text and talked beforehand, you're still kind of numb to the fact that what a star you become, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Has that settled in at all?
No, I think still just trying to wrap my mind around everything that we just accomplished and just kind of soak it all in.
Has anybody said anything to you like, well, yeah, I notice a change in you or anything like that?
No.
So you're keeping your feet on the ground then?
Absolutely.
Okay. This is called a tease because I'm going to play some commercials, then we'll come back and talk, okay?
Okay.
Hailey Dolcini in the studio with us. Honored to have in the studio here. We've got Hailey Dolcini, Texas Longhorns. I always get confused because there's another Texas team down there, isn't there?
Is there?
There you go. All right, let me ask you about this because Nashville Cat was talking about Jason Aldean doing the down-turned
Horns down.
Yeah. So what's that all about? If somebody does that to you, what do you do?
To me, I could care less.
Okay.
A lot of us girls could care less, but a lot of people don't like the University of Texas down there, so we see it quite often.
So it happens back and forth. Okay, I see. So the experience that you went through, how long have you been a Texas Longhorn to begin with?
6 months.
So it's just 6 months. And how did it come about that you ended up in Texas?
Yeah, so I started my 5th year at Fresno this year, and we got, new coaching staff and things were changing, so stayed around for a few weeks and then saw it was no longer the fit for me. And so I knew I could graduate at the semester and that I could be a graduate transfer, and so I entered the transfer portal and it all took off from there. And
just somebody said, oh, hey, let's grab her. Was there any whining and dining, any negotiation or anything that just said, oh, you want to come to school and play for us?
No negotiation, more kind of had to list out the pros and cons of every school that contacted me, and that, it was just a short season. I was going to be with someone, so I had a few things I wanted to make sure I could accomplish, and so Texas offered me the best grab at that.
Now, we talked a couple of weeks ago, and prior to the last game that you had, and you talked about, would this night be the night you put on the uniform for the last time in your career? Is your career done at this point?
Yes, the cleats are hung up.
Oh, what's that feel like? That's got to be like weird.
Yeah, I mean, at first, after the game, us 5th years, it was super emotional because, this has been our whole, almost identity for up until we were children.
Right.
So now kind of letting everything sink in and just kind of appreciating the journey and having no regrets. There's nothing I would have done differently.
No.
Left it all out there every time. So I think there's peace in that. And then now I'll just get to, continue with the Texas Longhorns and be the graduate assistant next year. So I'll still be around the game. So that should help.
Do you see yourself coaching or do anything like that in the future?
That's definitely a possibility.
No, she's smiling over there. I think I have got an inside thing here. Would it be with Texas? Would it be maybe somewhere else? Maybe here in Humboldt someplace?
That's a great question. I got to finish my master's degree next year. And
listen to her sidestep. How about a political career?
God, no.
Okay, good. So as you look back, top 3 things that you'll recall and hold close in your memories of the whole experience?
Gosh, I think the teammates, just all the different teammates I've been able to play with over the years, I think that's the best part because you meet all of their families and you become, another family, so you have those friends forever, and I think that's the best part. And then, I think beating Texas at Fresno is one of those top memories, and then beating Oklahoma this year is another one.
All right. Let me ask you what was going through your head, because I've officiated games all the way up to state championship level, and things going through your head all the time. Most of the time it's about the game, but sometimes you're talking to yourself. At least that's for me. What was going through your head on the tough night before we last talked, and you were in for not even a full inning? So what are you saying to yourself when you're having a challenge with the batters?
Yeah, I mean, I think with Oklahoma, they're a different kind of beast, and we knew going into that. The odds were stacked pretty high against us. That was our 5th game against them. I mean, no other team in the country played them more than 3. So I knew they had seen me a lot. I knew they were making adjustments to me, and, I mean, they can hit. So we knew I was going to try and give it all I had until we could try and show them something they hadn't seen yet, and, it didn't work out in our favor. But
were you saying to yourself, come on, Hailey, let's do this? Or were you just, okay, here comes, whatever the pitch was called for, here it comes again? And
Yeah, it's more like one pitch at a time, just trying to win the pitch and, try and make them miss-hit it. You're not really going to strike out many of their batters, so just trying to force a miss-hit or something, and they don't do that often.
Once you were out of the game, and what's it like for you then? Do you have like weight off your shoulders, or are you still feeling the pressure that, man, I wish I would have performed better so I could have still been in there to help on this trek?
Yeah, I definitely always wish you could have performed better. But, for my teammates and I, when we were in the dugout or even in between innings, we were talking and we're like looking around. Do you see any other team in this dugout playing them? Because, no other team in the country, I think, wanted to face them 2 or 3 more times in a championship series. So we were the ones doing it. And, first unseeded team to ever be in the series. So, I mean, for us, we were celebrating all the little things.
So with the success that you had, I mean, you're on ESPN, you've got all this national and world attention. Anybody knock on your door and say, hey, would you put your name on this or that product for a couple of bucks?
No, actually, I wasn't big into the whole NIL thing just because I transferred mid-year and our main focus was just getting to Oklahoma City and then working through just enjoying this last season. And so there was some girls on our team that definitely took advantage of the NIL, but for me, that was just a whole lot of extra work that I was not quite wanting to do.
Well, so at this point, do you have an agent? Maybe I should be your agent.
No, I do not.
Would you like me to be? We'll talk after we get off the air here. We won't do that on the air. So you still have more school in front of you, but the playing is done.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, 1 more year of my master's, and then I'm done with that.
What are we doing for masters?
Strategic communication.
Oh. You want my job?
I'm good.
There we go. You're showing that you've learned. Well, listen, do you anticipate at some point you're going to pick up a glove and get, back on the field at some point just to have a little fun playing some softball?
Oh, definitely. Some of my other teammates that are sticking around Austin, we've talked about joining slow pitch leagues over there this fall. And so we're going to try and stay involved and stay in some competitive something just to keep our spirits up.
Awesome. So you're back at home here. Are you here for the summer? Are you here just for a visit? Then you got to head back to Texas?
Yeah, just a few weeks, and then I'll head back down to Fresno and see all my people there, and then head back to Austin to work a camp.
When we were walking in and we were talking about the weather, what's it like in Texas right now compared to what is happening in Humboldt?
Yeah, I mean, 106 degrees with like 85% humidity, so I'm not missing much.
You're enjoying those right now,
Yes,
huh?
Absolutely.
Anything you'd like to say to everybody that was, in your support for the whole time?
Oh, yeah. I mean, just thank you's not enough. It's a lot easier to go do that kind of stuff when not only do you have your family and friends in your corner, but your whole community. And so I think it's just been super special to have grown up here and come out of here and then have everyone follow me as well.
You have been a good representation at all the different levels, whether it be for the team, for the school, for our local area, and just as a human being. Keep that up, okay?
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Proud to have you in here, and thank you very much for coming in here.
Thank you.
Hailey Dolcini. Whoops, wrong button.